All right, so you ready to dive in?
Always.
Today we're looking at Ola Electric,
Mm-hmm.
specifically how they're handling some growing pains.
Sounds familiar.
We're basing this on a great piece from the Economic Times.
Yes.
And they're really trying to, totally revamp their customer service.
Wow.
And it's a pretty interesting story.
Yeah, I mean, especially with HSBC.
Exactly, like HSBC Global Research is still saying buy.
Right. With a target price of Rs 110 per share.
Yeah, that's wild to me considering some of the service issues that have been reported.
Well, they dove really deep.
Oh, really?
Yeah, HSBC revisited Ola's service centers
Okay.
about a month after an initial inspection they did back in September.
Hmm.
And they saw big improvements.
Like what?
Well, their backlogs decreased by 20 to 30% month on month.
So that's good.
And the rate of vehicles getting repaired and back out on the road
Yeah.
is now higher than the rate of new repairs coming in.
So they're getting ahead of it.
Looks like it.
Wow. But before we get into all that turnaround stuff, just how big is Ola Electric in the Indian e-scooter market?
Huge. Like, they're the leaders.
Oh.
Nearly a third of the market share.
Wow. So I guess when you grow that fast, it's hard to keep up.
It definitely presents challenges.
So that's where all this backlog stuff comes in.
Exactly. They just couldn't meet the demand.
You see a lot of reports about it.
Yeah. Tons overwhelmed service centers. Long wait times for repairs.
That's rough.
Yeah. Customers were getting frustrated.
I bet.
Seems like they really underestimated the demand.
So what do they do?
Well, they launched this thing called the #hyperservice campaign.
Catchy.
Right? It's a complete revamp of their after-sales experience.
Ambitious.
Yeah, they're going for like a tech-driven approach.
Interesting.
Yeah, promising a best-in-class experience.
So it's not just talk.
Not at all. They've been very busy.
What have they done?
Okay, so they added over 50 new service centers across India.
Wow.
Hired 500 new service technicians.
That's a lot.
And to top it all off, they brought in Ernst Young.
The consultants.
Yep, to help with service transformation, strategy, and process optimization.
So they're serious.
Definitely looks like they're putting their money where their mouth is.
That's good to see.
Yeah.
But I still can't get over HSBC.
Yeah. Yeah. Why are they so optimistic about this turnaround?
Well, the report really digs into the specifics.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just about fewer backlogs. They were looking at vehicle outflow versus inflow.
Right.
And they found that more vehicles were leaving the service centers than coming in for repairs.
So that's huge.
It means they're not just catching up.
Right.
They're getting ahead of the problem.
So they're preventing future backlogs.
Exactly.
So HSBC saw that as a sign of a sustainable service model.
They did, and that makes sense for long-term investors.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it shows they're thinking ahead.
Right.
But what about everything else Ola's doing?
Mm-hmm.
Did HSBC look into the #hyperservice stuff?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Okay.
That seems to be a big reason for their positive outlook.
Makes sense. I mean, it's a huge undertaking.
It is. They're trying to completely change the after-sales experience.
But how?
Well, for starters, online booking for service appointments. Real-time tracking of repairs so customers know what's going on.
So transparency.
Exactly.
But they're doing more than just that, right?
Oh, yeah. Tons of behind-the-scenes stuff.
Like?
They're using data analytics.
Oh, wow.
To identify patterns in repairs and predict potential issues.
So being proactive.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
And they can manage their spare parts better.
Wow. They're really using tech to their advantage.
It's pretty impressive.
But even with all that, I mean, they haven't been perfect, right?
True.
That whole thing with the comedian?
Yes, Kunal Kamra.
That was rough.
Yeah, it shows you how service issues can blow up.
Even for a big company.
Absolutely.
So what did they do?
Well, they didn't shy away from it.
Really?
Yeah. Havish Agarwal actually responded to Kamra online. Right. But he acknowledged the problems and explained what they were doing to fix things.
So transparency.
Yeah, and accountability.
So they're facing the music.
It seems that way.
But did it work?
Well, check this out. Their market share actually increased.
Seriously?
Yeah, to over 30% in October.
Up from?
27% in September.
Wow. So they're doing something right.
It seems so.
I mean, it's a huge jump.
It is, especially with all the negative press they got.
Yeah, it seems like their customers are responding to their efforts.
Definitely.
It shows that commitment to improvement can really pay off.
Absolutely.
But they can't get complacent, right?
No way the Indian EV market is super competitive.
Yeah, there are new companies popping up all the time.
And the existing players are upping their game.
So Ola can't rest on their laurels.
No, they need to keep innovating and pushing the boundaries.
So what happens next?
That's what we'll look at in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
It is. The Indian EV market is so exciting right now.
It really is.
I can't wait to see what happens.
Me too.
Okay, so for everyone listening,
Yeah.
imagine you're an investor looking at this market.
Okay.
You see Ola Electric, this company with huge potential, but they've also had these service challenges.
Yeah.
What would you do?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is. And I think Ola's story is a great example
Of what?
of how companies can grow
Right.
and still maintain quality.
And keep their customers happy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what are some key takeaways here?
Well, first of all, you got to be proactive.
Okay.
Ola didn't wait for things to get out of hand.
Right.
They took charge and made a plan.
And they didn't just throw money at the problem.
Nope. It was strategic.
Right. They used tech in new ways.
And they focused on their customers.
It's like they built a whole new company.
Yeah, a service organization that could keep up with their growth.
That's a good way to put it.
And that's a lesson for any company.
In any industry.
If you're growing fast, your support systems need to keep up.
It's like customer service is more than just a department.
Yeah, it's got to be part of your DNA.
And investors should look for that.
Absolutely.
Happy customers are the best customers.
They are, and that makes a big difference in a competitive market.
Ola gets that.
They do. They're always learning and adapting.
And it's working.
Yeah, they turn a problem into an opportunity.
But the story's not over.
Nope.
This is just the beginning for the Indian EV market.
And for Ola. They've done a lot.
But they've got a lot more to do.
Okay, well, everyone keep listening.
Yeah, we'll be back.
And we'll talk about what's next for Ola.
Sounds good.
And the future of the Indian EV market.
Definitely.
Awesome. Until then, stay curious.
And keep exploring.
Bye, everyone.